Hello, 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 everybody. How's
Hey,
everybody
hey.
doing today? How you doing today, MJ?
I am excellent. Oh my gosh, the sun is shining and the sky is blue. And
It's about time. Didn't you guys get a snowstorm?
I did not. Denver got
Never did.
hammered. My sister sent me pictures or a video of the snow falling there, and Carrie's pictures of like just dumping snow, like blizzard.
Crazy.
Up here, not so much.
Down here either.
Maybe a couple inches. Like the first day, a couple inches, maybe an inch today. Maybe up on the mountains it's better, but like down here in the valley, no, not very much.
We didn't get anything either.
And yeah, and like I said, now it's like blue sky, sun's out, melting all the snow down here.
I think we got enough to like cover the ground the other day, and I was like, this is bullshit. And then it was melted by the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I guess we should tell everybody who we are. This is the Cannabis Closet Podcast for anybody tuning in. My name is Canna Queen DGO, and this is MJ.
What up?
This is our pinner episode number 3. So it's like an in-between episode that we like to do between our big episodes where we talk about something that's kind of, intense maybe. And we're going to continue that conversation today, I think, with our stories. So we have stories from women today, right?
We have a couple more insights, things we didn't really get to, really kind of delve into at the last show. We just had so many
interesting guests. They had
we did
perspective.
So I would love to have each one of them back to in so many different forms. Where's my lighter?
That's sorry. The owner dilemma is, where is my lighter? Well, while you're looking for your lighter, let me tell you, my birthday was Friday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. And I had a wonderful day. It was Fungus Friday on top of just being a regular Friday. And I got this from one of my friends that I actually met on TikTok. I absolutely hate that application so badly. Look how old I just sounded too. Application. But I absolutely love TikTok because I've met so many amazing people on TikTok, but then also they don't like our community so much. So they're constantly.
It's like, how can you not like our community?
I know, we're the chillest people on the planet. I'm saying. So mine went out. But so Fungus Friday, I took a macro dose on Friday and I laughed until I cried. It was amazing. I hung out with some people on Discord. So we had like a virtual birthday party. It was really fun.
It was fun. I got to be there for a little bit. It was awesome. We got to laugh.
And then you guys, I get to be married to like the most awesome person on the planet. Wouldn't you agree? You agree? He's out there. Like, I can hear him talking Spanish.
He does a decent job. He holds it up, right?
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this beauty. This is my birthday present. This is a Stunden glass. It's a gravity bomb. So just basically, you guys can see. I can't show you the whole thing in the picture.
Here, let me see it. I'll change our screen view and see if it'll.
I wonder if I can.
Nope.
No, don't put me that close to the. That's it. Don't do that. Just like.
You're like, back it up.
Okay, so but you'll be able to see it. It'll get cloudy up here. And then it just like shoots out. It's like a hot box to your face. It might get a little obscene.
Like,
so some of y'all
tip it. It's so beautiful. It's such a, whoever invented that and did that is just amazeballs.
And German. And so like, this is German engineering at its finest, right? This is how we use our brains. So I just lit it and it like suctions. I'm going to do it again. It's going to be more.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and talk about some of our other things. Don't forget our call out for artists. We just need a little helping hand to help us with some of our visuals. And right now, I've just been playing around on, with different fonts and whatnot. But we'd love some creative artists to help us out. Little contest, little prize pack of throwing whatever you send us onto, a couple apparel items, a hoodie, a hat. Our gratitude and thanks and love. But really, this is us starting out new to this and trying to kind of get ourselves together and make things happen. And so we'd love to support any new artists out there that would, throw us a bone, we'll throw you a bone back. So artist call out, we'd love to have some, some interest or some submissions by April 19th show. That's when we'll be doing our giveaway for our raffle. So other ways you can support us. We have a little raffle giveaway going on. Oh, please explain, please, while you're...
I'm just going to get continuously high.
I know. You're like, Megan could do this today. I'm sure, while I'm talking, everyone is just watching you, watching this.
As I'm getting hotboxed.
And this is where we need like smell-o-vision or Sharo, whatever, so that we could literally...
Do you think like I could open an OnlyFans just like getting hotboxed to the face?
I'm sure. I don't know that much about OnlyFans, but I'm sure.
I feel like somebody'd be into it. Probably a man. Just saying. Okay, so let's talk about the raffle before I get too high to talk about anything. Let's put this beauty over here. So we are having a raffle. We are choosing the winner on 4/19. You can enter up to 4:00 Mountain Standard Time on 4/19. So you have up until the day of the drawing to enter the raffle. The raffle includes a Focus V Carta. It's going to look something like this, except it's going to have a clear glass on it. And so that's going to be included. It's a whole accessory kit, Focus V Carta, some resin art, bundle, which is valued at about $150. Cannabis apparel and accessories at about $50. Canna Queen and Cannabis Closet apparel is going to be valued at about $50 as well. And the tickets are $25 a piece. You can enter as many times as you would like. You can get your tickets by going to the Cash App. It's $ Cannabis Closet 420 or PayPal Cannabis Closet 420 at gmail.com. Enter again as many times as you would like. The raffle does end on 4/19. We're going to draw the winner on that day. What's up, Nexus? I see you in the comments. Nexus is constantly in our comments. We appreciate you so much. I wanted to give you a quick shout out because I always see you in here. So thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, Nexus.
Hanging out with us. So what are we talking about today?
Do we want to jump into that and we'll do the other house things at the end?
Yeah, we'll talk about that stuff.
So yeah, I mean, last show we definitely I felt like feedback was great. Everyone loved the women that were guests, and one thing that we talked about, you flew by in a section of it, just talking about how women are perceived working in the industry and some of the sexual harassment and misogyny that goes along with it. It's not a perfect industry. It's still male dominated. Very. What goes along with that? Harassment.
I mean, I feel like we get it everywhere, but honestly, because our show is about the cannabis industry, we do have to focus on that. We want to be better than other industries. Yeah, it happens in other industries, but it could not happen in our industry, or it could happen less in our industry. I knew a guy that first of all, I've had a time as a woman in this industry. I've been doubted before on my skill levels. I've been explained to from somebody who hasn't been doing what I do as long as I have, or isn't as well educated. So will tell me what I know or what they know. Mansplain it a little bit. It's usually a man. Sorry, fellas. And
not a better term. If you have one,
yeah,
please throw it out.
Find a better term for that. Definitely. But lots of stuff like that has happened. I've been taken advantage of for the passion that I have for the industry. I've lost some money. I've learned some lessons. Lots of times there's handshake deals that are not followed up on from the other individual. So I've lost a little bit. I had guy tell me one time. I was just we worked together. I had been actually working there for quite a bit longer, and as far as I understood it, he had some experience outside of that, outside of our space that we were in. But I was just kind of like complaining, as you do to your coworkers at your job, and he says to me, well, you know, I have some pull around here. Do you need me to go talk to somebody about it? And I was like, who who does he think he is? He'd been there like literally for 2 seconds. So I'm like, yeah, it's kind of stuff like that. I had a situation where I got a pay raise that was less than every other man in the facility, and all kinds of excuses were made for that, and up to and including the amount of money that I did not receive in comparison was not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal. I was like, well, if it's not that big of a deal, then y'all should pay it to me, shouldn't you?
Right? Like if we're, if everything's equal and I have the same qualifications,
And
then
I
what's
did.
the hold up? What's the
Right.
hold up on matching the pay? Why? Why
So
why
yeah.
does it have a difference?
But I did work with one guy, going back to the sexual harassment thing, that told me he wanted my help hiring, which by the way he did not pay me for, but told me he wanted to hire basically ganja girls. No offense to nobody that's getting their hustle and making their grind. I got no hate for you, none. You do you, boo boo. But however, and also, that should not be what qualifies you to get a job in the cannabis space.
No, I think that was
For a
even
dispensary, right? For something where you have to have knowledge of stuff.
right. I guess up here, definitely, I feel there's a little less of that. I'm sure down in Denver and other like metropolises, it is. That is a prevalent thing, especially with the adult use stores and.
Yeah, so people who are qualified are missing out on these opportunities because they're not ganja girls, and sometimes they're not girls at all. Sorry, fellas. So yeah, it's just like there's quite a bit of misogyny. We know it's a male dominated industry, as a lot of industries are, although females are up and coming. We're starting to see a lot more females in C-level positions and in ownership positions as well. I did talk to somebody about an experience that she had. She like gave me very vague details, didn't even want to really write in about it, but said that I could share it. But was told that if she worked past a certain hour, she had to work topless. Right. And like, what? Are we working in a strip club or are we working in cannabis? What are we doing?
Yeah, and that's just the idea of it that just makes you want to vomit.
Yeah, it makes me cringe a little bit, like yeah.
So I guess kind of going back to just talking about being a woman in the industry, being a man in the industry, it's about accountability. Like let's when we're talking about solutions, like let's hold each other accountable for the words we say. If you're going to give me that lip service, and then I'm going to ask you questions about how we are actually working on these social injustices and incorporating, movement forward into it, like if you can't give me an answer on how we're doing this, then you're just giving us lip service. Please don't.
Right.
Please
don't.
Give us
lip service, right.
Come with a solution then. If you've already given the lip service, then I want to hear your solution next. If you've told me that this is what then bring it. We want those solutions. We want to start. So accountability, we can all do that. That's something that is free, right? Is accountability. So,
right.
And standing up, standing together. I think that with the sexual harassment, knowing that you have someone to go to, that's hard. Okay, so you have male managers. How are you, male owners? What happens in that sense? I have seen a situation and, where, I don't know. I'm going to take a break for a minute. Sorry.
Okay. No, you're okay. So we're gonna just go forward, and I'm gonna just tell you a story that we got from one of the ladies that wanted to write in. She was a patient advocate, started with cultivation, moved to Colorado and worked in a dispensary situation. That's where a lot of us start. Became a manager and continued to work as a patient advocate in those arenas. But found herself in a space where when she used her voice, she wouldn't be given credit for the ideas that she came up with that were implemented that helped increase revenue and helped increase patients coming through the door. She would have a male colleague stand over her and yell at her um, because he was out late the night before. So I'm not sure, like, he was taking out his aggression on a colleague. Um, she felt unsafe going to work, and I feel like this story is important because a lot of women feel like this. We feel like we can't speak up and we can't say what we need to say, because when we do, what happens is that we're dismissed, we're too emotional, we're exaggerating, right, our experience. And oftentimes our male colleagues will often um, they will enable the behavior by just kind of casually dismissing it as a one-off, or oh, he didn't mean it that way, or oh, he had a late night the night before and he's angry today and sorry you had to catch the brunt of that. Well, like, what? Those aren't even good excuses. So this individual ended up having to resign a position of ownership, actually, because of a situation that felt threatening, physically threatening to her. Um, so she ended up resigning a position of ownership, and uh, someone close to her that I feel like she thought she could trust to have her back, was also kind of an enabler in the situation, or dismissed it as a one-off, or it's just that person's personality. But here's the thing, guys, gentlemen, you have to hold your counterparts accountable as well as yourself, right? So that's the problem that happened in that situation, is that there was another person in power, another male in power, that allowed the partner to completely dismiss another partner because she's female, and they felt that they had that kind of power over her. Does that make sense? Am I rambling?
No, I think that you represented that like exactly.
Mm-hmm. We've all been there. I think if we could just close our eyes, ladies can absolutely think of a time and place where they've been there. Mine wasn't in the cannabis industry. I had a situation outside of the can when I was young, when I was in my 20s, starting as a young professional, right? I worked for an outsourcing company in a law office, and the manager of the outsourcing company that I worked for, like, physically was like putting his hand on my leg and made me feel super uncomfortable. And when I went to I was told that I had to go to the managing person for the law firm to make any reports or whatever. So I went to her, a female, a woman, and she told me that I shouldn't dress the way I dress at work, and that I probably asked for it. So that's what we get. And then when you get into a situation where you have somebody who hires women based on their physical attributes, nothing wrong with that. Again, got nothing wrong with that. But when you have a situation where that's why you were hired, then it almost makes them feel as if they have permission to then harass you in that way, because now you're wearing small tank tops or crop tops or shorts or whatever you're wearing to work to fulfill the ganja girl profile. And then that allows who? Your male counterparts, your consumers, your customers that come through the door, which we have a story about that as well, to make advances. I just want to remind any men who are watching this, we're not male bashing. We're just, we are going to hold you accountable to the actions. We're going to hold men accountable. So if the shoe doesn't fit, please don't wear it at all. Continue your allyship. We appreciate you. But I want to remind everybody that's listening that just because a woman does a job, and it happens to be in a service industry, and she happens to wear a tank top to get more tips, does not mean she's interested in you. She's not. That's not it. It's part of the job, really. And I wish there were more jobs like that for men, because I'd go to those bars. Right? Okay.
Can they wear tank tops? Yeah, I don't.
They wear those feet shirtless and booty shorts, and I'll start drinking again. I think maybe it might happen. It might happen. So what else do we have here? We have that story, which is quite disturbing. We talked about, if you're a young lady and you get a contract for a farm, be very, very careful, because even legal farms are doing some really suspect shit. And things like,
and that's not regulated. Yeah, at least there's cameras at the dispensaries, and
it's not at all. And they have their license, but they're not playing in a fair turnabout, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like you have to leave your car, your phone, everything outside of the facility, and you have to be driven to a place. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it puts every bit of sensory that I have that keeps me safe is like up on end when I think about the idea of having to leave my transportation, my communication, like everything where it is, and go with somebody that I don't know to some place that I don't know where it's at, where people don't know I'm there.
Nope, not for a job. Nope, there are other jobs.
Right? There's whole ass documentaries about this.
No, yes, there are.
So, let's move forward. Do you want to talk about this? So some of the women we talked to said they haven't had any issues in the industry at all with any kind of like being overly explained their jobs by men who actually don't know their jobs, or customers that don't know their jobs. But some of the women were like, no, I don't get any of that, which I find actually quite refreshing, because that means there's some progress happening, or there's some women who are just like absolutely don't fuck with me faces on when they go to work, and none of that shit flies. Right.
Right.
What is that? Is that me? Sound like that might be me.
I don't hear. I'm not sure. I heard something for a minute, like a blip. You good?
I don't know.
Nexus, can you tell us if we're all good on the on the outside?
Because it sounds like there's some craziness happening. It could be my ghost. I don't know that for sure. That scared the crap out of me, you guys.
Did you get zapped?
That? No, it sounded like somebody was like, I even like grabbed my microphone for a second to see if it was like coming, like what was happening. It sounded like somebody was like roughing up my microphone a little bit.
Oh.
I don't know. What was that? I hope y'all didn't hear it. I hope y'all just...
We'll have to go back to the replay.
Yeah.
Have to replay it and be like...
It was weird. Okay, but we're good now? We're good now. Okay. That was weird.
Okay.
So I'm glad to see that. And we talked to... Oh, look, Dawn's here. Hi, Dawn. We talked, actually, I was about to say that. We talked about how women are starting to be seen more in C-level positions and ownership positions. And a lot of women are just branching out into like ancillary areas of the cannabis industry so that we can still be a part of the cannabis industry and not have to come up with thousands and thousands of dollars, or try to fight over these licenses. So we're just like doing these ancillary things.
I think too, important, and what we have mentioned is just finding those mentorships, finding the groups that are talking about it. You know, the Facebook groups. There is a Women in Cannabis Facebook group where, you know, a couple of our people that we got some stories from last week or last session that came in from. Sorry, totally.
That's okay. That's okay. Am I the one with the new toy, or are you the one with the new toy? What's happening over there? No, but I'm going to piggyback off of what you just said, because one of the questions that we asked a lot of the women that were writing into us to kind of, you know, some of them wanted a little, you know, prompt or whatever. So one of the questions that we asked was, what do you think women can do or should be doing better to promote other women in this industry? And one of our listeners, sure, let's go with that, listeners.
Write-ins are people. One of our women.
We have a binder full of women. Okay, that's a joke from like 2016 probably. Anyways, it says, avoid the "I hate working with women" trope. Stop trying to be the cool one. Okay, got it. What's happening again? Is it happening again? Okay, no. Okay. Stop trying to be the cool one and be mindful of implicit biases. So when we meet each other, it's not a competition, ladies. We're not in competition with each other. We are we're on our own path. I say this for everyone, not just someone's definitely rubbing the mic. Okay, thank you for saying so. It's freaking me out. It's like crazy right now. Anyway,
well, I don't have a mic, so it's definitely.
Are you like running papers across your thing though? Like,
I have them over to the side. I don't have them.
Okay,
I did have them for a second, but not then. Well,
but what I was going to say is that, like, all of us, it doesn't matter, man or woman, I don't care how you're identifying. We are all on our own path. So we're not going to reach our goal at the same time as somebody else reaches their goal. Like, you can't look at somebody and say, oh man, I should have, would have, could have. We're on this journey, on this path for a reason. There's reason why you have to hit your markers when you hit your markers. And so, so when we see somebody rising up in the industry, what I want us to start doing is just like, hey, you know, good job. Because in reality, that's what we should be doing. Because when they see us coming up right behind them, or even surpassing them at some point in the future, they're gonna be clapping and saying good job. And that's how we see more representation of ourselves within the industry, and we see people treating us differently. Ladies, don't give people permission to treat you like shit. Okay, like the second that we give them one little ounce of permission, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna do this all the time. No, bitch, that's not how it works. First of all. So it's not how it works, right?
How it works.
And so,
no.
So don't give that leeway. Always stand up. I know that's the hardest thing to do sometimes, especially like for me. I'm a child of the 80s and a teenager in the 90s, right? And even though my mouth got me in trouble a lot, still does. Not gonna stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Look. But also there are situations where I could feel myself pull back. Like I could feel my whole personality just drown in, you know, and I just don't, I'm just not going to do that anymore. Ladies, stop doing that. Everybody just stop doing that. But ladies, especially, stop doing that. You don't need to know your place. Your place is exactly where you want it to be. You deserve to take up space in this world. You deserve to have a voice, and you get to use it, and you get to set boundaries, and you get to stand by those boundaries, and fuck what they say. I don't even care.
Exactly. They're gonna say something either way. So might as well say your piece, and then there's no question.
Exactly. Just say what you're going to say, because at the end of the day, somebody that we know personally has told us that they have not said stuff, and then they in certain jobs, and they were pushed out because maybe they were like beat around the bush about it, and that they have just been direct and then they were pushed out. So either way, they're going to try to push us out because they don't think that we are supposed to say anything. We're supposed to stay quiet, and we're supposed to not wear shoes or some shit like that. I love shoes. I don't even know what that's about.
I love them in my closet. I wear the same ones over, but I will buy new ones, and I have more shoes, and I am barefoot and sockless right now. So
I'm wearing like the Doc Martens. So like, that's where I'm rolling in. That's how I roll. So yeah, but we have to support each other. That's the whole reason for the whole diatribe. We have to support each other. When I was younger, I used to say that a lot too. I don't want to work for women. I don't want to, like, women suck. Yeah, cattiness, and that's why I don't get along with girls. And nah. Let me tell you this. I met some of my very best girlfriends in my 30s, yourself included, and I would not trade that for anything on this planet. And I spent my whole 20s being convinced that I had to hate other girls.
Oh, see, I found it early in my 20s. I found it, it was a restaurant. We worked at, each other, we were all, but we were a strong team, and we still, a lot of us still keep in contact, and, so it's pretty cool. I mean, some of my best friends are from that. So, but, and then, but as I've gotten older, again, it's harder to make those connections with women because we're all so on guard about. We are doing it. So many new friends.
Yes, so many new friends. I love the connections we're making. But I love this comment that we got to stop that whole idea of being pitted against each other. Honestly, like, if I ran for president, everybody just hold your horses. Don't get mad. Okay. But if I ran for president, I would run on the Rick and Morty platform of sending all men to another planet to let them be testosterone ridden as they wish. And we could send like a robot up, right, every so often, and they could copulate the robot, and we could bring that back down here, and then procreate as necessary. But yeah, just move along, gentlemen. Just kidding. We need you a little bit. You make some pretty awesome. Anyways, we'll talk about it. It'll be offensive to half of our viewers, half of our 5-7 viewers.
Whatever. Everyone just watches it later.
Yeah, that's true. We have I want to shout out Missouri and Illinois, because I know we have listeners out in Missouri and Illinois. So yeah, thanks for always having our back and listening. But yeah, that was a lot of the sentiment for how can we do better. We got to be able to work together and stand up for one another, and we need your guys' help. You guys, gentlemen, men, we need your help too. We need you to stand up and say, that is inappropriate, dude. This is not the time nor the place.
Or if you recognize, even, one of our women wrote in and she said, when you're a man and you recognize that a woman has stated a great idea, go ahead and give that woman recognition when you're about to say the same thing. And give that, like I heard that being said, but I heard it from her first. And so because you seem to have heard it, let's go ahead and we can all run with it, because, you second her notion, man.
Yeah, because nobody. Okay, so I've heard this story. Yeah, so don't be scared to put another man in his place and educate him, like, straight up. That's straight up. Thank you for that, Born. But I was reading a story. Here's the craziness of it. This is not just, of course, we said this in our industry. It's all over. So I was reading this story. It kind of was going around the internet. If I ever see it again, I'll have to save it. But it was from a man's perspective, and he was explaining how his boss was complaining about his female colleague and how she wasn't brokering the deals fast enough. She wasn't closing the deals fast enough, etc. And so by accident, one day, just completely by accident, he had logged into their email server, and he had logged in under her name somehow. I don't know how this shit works. Somebody can explain it to me later. But point is that he was sending out emails and people thought it was her. And he was getting a lot of trouble. Like they were coming back at him like, no, I don't think we should do it that way. Like people who had never come at him like that before. Right. And he had realized then that he was on under her name. And so he just thought for like a second, he took a second to step out of his experience as a man, because that never happens to him, but it just did. And he said, I wonder why she's getting this job done slower. Right. And so then he asked her, with her permission, they traded accounts for a week, and she started she started completing her jobs faster because nobody was questioning her when she was her male colleague. And he was actually slower until he revealed, and he would come on to the email and say, hey, this is Mike. Sure, whatever. Hey, this is Mike. And then make a suggestion that was pretty much the same suggestion, and the client would be like on it. So it's just like men listen to men. That's it. It's that simple. So that's how allies are allies, because then they use their voice to speak up when necessary. We're not asking anybody to come in and be like a knight in shining armor, okay? Because we don't need that shit. But also understand like how society really works for us.
Yeah,
I'm babbling.
No, it's all right. There was another, I'm sure everyone saw the meme that was flying around about even just women's safety. You this psychologist would ask a group of men and women, ask the men, like, what do you, how do you protect yourself in the day from, sexual harassment?
Yeah.
And then the guys are like, I don't. Zero response.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? And then women, and the response, like 100 responses, all different. This is what I do. Carry a keychain, carry mace, carry this, carry baton, take self-defense classes, all the things.
Check the back seat of my car before I get in it. Look under my car as I'm walking up to it.
Yeah. Have to be escorted to my car. Like whatever.
Never go down an alley by myself.
Don't use
Never walk home alone at night. Don't use stairwells. Don't go in any place. What was it you that was telling me, or somebody was telling me that their boyfriend always gave them shit about taking the elevator for going down 2 flights of stairs to the parking garage. And she said the elevator has cameras. The stairwell does not. And it's just in 2 flights of stairs. That's how dangerous it can be to be a woman.
Yeah,
and 2 flights of stairs.
Oh, I've been watching Criminal Minds.
Oh
my god! Like I'm never gonna leave my house.
Never. What season are you on? Are you almost done? Because I finished it.
Season 3.
Oh no, you got a long way to go.
I know.
It's a long haul. And then you just end in disappointment, as all the great shows do.
See, I'll probably just cut off at some point because just binge the shit out of it.
I use it as an educational tool. As an educational tool. This is how I'm not going to move through
these
spaces.
Are my reminders. Yes, these are my reminders, because sometimes I do. And even as a hiking season is approaching, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have my utility belt. I gotta get my Batman belt ready and have
No. I meet people in public places. I'm not getting in your car. If I've never met you, no, I'm not getting in your car. Can I pick you up at your house? No, bitch, you can't pick me up at my house. You cannot know where I live. I do not want you to know where I live. No, thank you. I mean, you can now, because now, I don't live by myself and we have guns. So good luck. But also, when I lived by myself, I never, you know what I never did too? I was super overly precautious. I never drank. Well, first of all, in fairness, I I've never been a big drinker. Like I did it because I was in the Navy and that's what we did. Anyways, but also, but when I would go out and I would just, if I was driving myself, I would never ever drink. I would always drink water. And then I would just tip the shit out of the bartender. Like, hey, keep them waters coming, keep me safe. And that's it. Just get your dance on, get your sweat on, and go home and have a nice night. And safely, you've made it home. You can call whomever you call. I had a person that I would call or text every time I would come home. I'm safe. I always did. Always did in my 20s.
Yeah.
Well, I do now too, I guess. But like, I've never not had a person that didn't know where I was at all times.
Yeah.
Not like exactly, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, nowadays, like I share my location with my sister, my mom,
Right.
and my best friend. Like at any moment they can open their iPhone and their message, and as long as my Wi-Fi is pinged, theirs is on, then it'll like show my last location. Right. So I do it for my sister too. Like, especially when we're traveling back and forth and we're not thinking about messaging each other when we get home, I can look at that and see that she got home. And
I just want to say,
why didn't you message me?
Since we're on a public platform right now, never have I ever just picked up and left and never told anybody. You've been watching the shows and they're like, they just thought that she just left and didn't contact anybody. Never have I ever. Never will I ever. I did not do that. I did not do that.
No, I'm usually talking to someone as I'm leaving. Like I'm walking out my house right now. Like this is where I'm going.
Sometimes there's a creepy guy in my parking lot, so I'm just gonna keep talking to you on the way to the car. Like seriously. But all of that rolls back into us having a hard time working in the industry too. But it's getting easier. I mean, we got a lot of stories where they said, I don't have any of those problems that I'm listened to. People value my opinion, or I feel like my opinion is valued. And I think that's beautiful because that means progress.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
Yeah.
So, did you have anything else to add?
I don't think so. I think we covered a lot. I mean, we definitely want to, again, kind of maybe hit us up with anything you guys want to hear us talk about. We have a couple things we haven't decided on our next week's episode, but we have a couple things in mind. But if there's anything immediately that you think, we do have some pretty big things planned, but those are for later while we're getting through some contacts. But so
I reached out recently to the Last Prisoner Project, so hopefully we can get somebody on board and start putting our incarceration episode together. That's going to be a little ways out. We have an affiliate announcement next show, so stay tuned for that. The raffle. We have the raffle, so $25 a ticket. You can get your tickets at Cash App or PayPal. Cash App is $ Cannabis Closet 420. PayPal is cannabiscloset420@gmail.com. So how you can get those. You will be in the drawing to win a Focus V Carta, some beautifully designed resin art by yours truly, some cannabis apparel. I have some hats and things like that. And some Canna Queen and Cannabis Closet apparel as well are going to be in that prize pack. So all of the money, not just the proceeds, all of the money, every single penny, dime, whatever, is going straight into the Cannabis Closet to help fund us. So anything will help. If you don't have $25, definitely just share our stuff. We are taking donations. We'll give you a key to the Cannabis Closet if you donate $10 or more. But again, it doesn't have to be a monetary helping hand. It could be share our feed, tell your friends, let them know what we're talking about. And what we're talking about is problems that occur in the cannabis industry. How do we fix those problems? We definitely want to hold people accountable to their words and their actions and make a better industry for all of us to work in, to purchase in, to grow in. Pun intended.
Pun intended.
Don't forget to check out the link for my smoke gear. Can you throw that on up there? Check out the link for my smoke gear. You can get spoons there, spoons, glass spoons, silicone spoons. This grinder is my favorite grinder, and also it's got a full sandbox in it right now. I'm just filling it up because I am going to load, I don't know, a bowl or potentially a king palm with sand on 4/19. What?
That's going to be here soon.
It's going to be here soon. And you're going to be here. You're going to be here for that. We're going to be in the same freaking room. Oh, I'm so excited.
We got to talk about that.
Official Peasy, he said that it's not going to be the same after that we're never going to want to not be in the same room ever again. And so I'm a little bit concerned about doing this to ourselves and then like desiring it after the fact. But I think we'll be okay. I think we're going to be okay. He's going to be a guest on our 4/19 show. He's going to be a co-host, a guest co-host. Yeah. I'm excited about that. We're going to be talking about consumption methods on that episode. But we got to figure out the couple of episodes in between. So we'll figure that out. And if anybody has any suggestions on anything you'd like to talk about, anything you'd like to know more about that's going on in the cannabis industry, we would love to hear those. CannabisCloset420@gmail.com. You can email us there. We got the My Smoke Gear up there. Oh, I was like in the middle of talking about that and I just went off on another little tangent. So yeah, My Smoke Gear has glass bowls. It has silicone bowls. And then grinders too, in any color that you can probably desire. We have several colors and we have apparel now. So check it out. mysmokegear.com/ref/CannaQueenDGO to check out what we got going on. Check it out. And I think that's everything. I think we covered all of this stuff. Do you guys want to hear anything? Do you guys in the comments want to hear anything else from us? Anything? I'm not as talented as some of y'all. I can be funny though. Maybe, and probably not when I'm on the spot. So,
I am not an on the spot person. Like, yeah, I can be weird. I can be weird.
Talladega Nights, like, what am I doing? I don't know what to do. So yeah, check us out on all of our platforms. We are currently running live on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch, our Twitch channels. We also upload later to the WeTube, to Spotify, to Google Podcasts, and there's one other one. Maybe there's another one. I don't know.
I think TikTok, Instagram.
We have TikTok and Instagram as well, but we don't upload.
Which we haven't done anything. Yeah.
We got to upload more of that. Hey, if anybody wants to work for free as a social media coordinator, we'll pay you when we start getting paid. That's what I'm saying. We're working on it. We're talking to people.
Help!
We are so overwhelmed by our projects. We love it though. We love coming every week, and we appreciate y'all coming back. Thank you so much for listening to us.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's it.
That's it.
That's our pinner for the week. Well, come back and see us next week. We're going to have a full episode next week. Make sure you're nice to yourself. Be nice to yourself. And stay lifted, everybody. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.